Where are we going now? Stage 4. We're over halfway finished already. Yeah, this game is not long. It can probably be beaten in under an hour pretty easily, I would say. Especially if you've played through before. Because again, it's not really that hard, especially not by Castlevania standards. There are some pretty hard Castlevania games out there. This would not be one of them. Bone pillars. Oh, it is cool that you can kill enemies by dropping chandeliers on them. That's kind of nice. I don't know if you could do that in any other Castlevania games. Whee! Spear Knights. Death by chandelier. That's a shame. Your master Dracula wants to know how you were defeated. I got crushed by a chandelier? Ugh. Oh boy. SMH. Medusa heads, of course, that look pretty weird in this game. Not in a bad way, but just kind of funky, kind of different. But I don't mind it. Falling eyeballs! Straight out of the Game Boy games. I guess when you open the door, all the enemies in the room die for some reason. Not gonna worry about that key. Oh my god! Dry bones. We're not playing Mario. Bone Pillar Central here. Yeah, in this game, instead of shooting a fireball, they do fire breath that doesn't have much range. I mean, it has some range, but it doesn't fly at you like in most games. Which is kind of nice, really. Makes them less lethal, I would say. Less dangerous. Okay, yeah, that would have been good at the beginning of the room. Freaking thing. We got a peeping eye. Another classic enemy. What do we have here? Oh boy. I guess this is Batgirl? I don't know. Whoa, okay, watch out. I don't want to die. Yeah, you're not too hard. That one area attack is kind of hard to avoid damage, but otherwise, not too bad. I think I'm just going to hold on to the cross. It's serving me pretty well. I do like the axe, but as I say all the time, cross is king, unless you're playing Symphony of the Night. Then holy water is king. But in most games, cross is king. Yeah, this song here, I don't know, it just kind of doesn't feel like it fits the stage that well. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but... Ooh, it's a what's-his-name from the Game Boy games. I can't think of their name, but... Even though they have a much different animation in this game, but... Since they hold their, kind of hooks out to both sides instead of both in front of them, but... That's alright. I guess they had to evolve, right? Ooh, 5,000 points! Birds are jerks, as always. This is something we've come to know over the years. Phantom Skull! Straight out of Symphony of the Night. They look pretty cool. Not as cool as in Symphony of the Night, but... Oh, Falling Bridge. Because, that hasn't been done in a Castlevania. Nope. Never. But I do like how they brought back the Phantom Skulls. I always thought that was one of the coolest looking enemies. Even though in this game it looks like one of their eye sockets is... There's like something in there. I guess it could be an eyeball, but it's like, I don't know. It looks more like a piece of gem or something. Oh boy. Oh, this is another, like, stone golem type dude. Except this one's a lot bigger. You know, Castlevania games love their giant, like, golem enemies. Oh, yeah. Ah! Dude, don't jump when I'm on top of you, sir. Can't do that on television. Can't even do that on HBO. There we go. Not too bad at all. His attacks are actually pretty easy to avoid. No problem. Yeah. Good times. Yay! Alright. What do we got now? Stage 5. Whoa, what the hell? Get away from me, sir. I didn't give you permission to walk up to me. Here's a classic song. Yeah, I think this is the song I was thinking of that was in Castlevania 3 and then later in Circle of the Moon. Right? Yeah. I think so. But either way, it's pretty damn good. Lehman! Eyeball, of course. Gotta have the eyeball. Get out of here, dude. Get out of my face. I'm Christopher of Belmont. You don't know what you're messing with. I like how the eyeballs, like, don't even come towards you. Ectoplasms! Luckily they die in one hit, or that'd be bad. That skeleton jump, somebody got a 1-up for reaching 200,000 points, I suppose. Not that lives are that important, since this game's not really that hard anyway, but... We got ghosts! And they die when you open the door, I don't know why. Oh, so here's the clock tower stage. You gotta have the clock tower stage. Most Castlevania games have one, so... Why not? Bum bum bum. But watch! Sure, why not? Out of the way, dude. I got business to conduct with Sir Dracula. Sir Vlad. Mr. Tepsch. Ectoplasm, how about that? Oh. Yeah, this watch actually has a pretty cool animation. Wii! Nintendo Wii! Hey, that actually applies for once. What do you know? Uh-oh. Check out this dude. Dude, your attacks are pretty predictable. I'm just throwing that out there. Now he's doing like multiple. That's a little more tricky, but still not a big deal. Nothing Christopher can't handle. Christopher Belmonte. You done, green dude. You're only a mid-boss, because you weren't good enough to be a boss. Sorry. Not gonna happen. Let's power that whip up. Power up the almighty vampire killer. I mean, maybe that's vampire killer? I don't know. It could just be a regular whip. I don't know. Maybe Christopher was never good enough to be given use of the almighty vampire killer. Who knows? Yeah, obviously since you can't jump, you can't kind of jump up to that staircase there. So you gotta go around the long way. Look at that. See, the axe is more powerful here than it is in most games. I guess they kind of beefed it up a bit. For whatever reason. I'm not complaining. I like it. Oh. Had to knock that staircase down. Whee! Oh. How's that for some stylish antics by Mr. Belmont of Christopher? Bats! Get out of here, bats. I got time for your ass. Got stuff to do. So I'll keep my axe here. Where are the axe knights? There's just spear knights. What's up with that? And they're so weak they die when you open a door. That's how incompetent they are. There's a key! We got a key. Phantom Skull's back. Return of the Phantom Stranger. So I don't think we fight Medusa in this game. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Whoa. Like, there are multiple routes, but I'm not sure if they actually make you fight different, like, bosses, or, like, go to different levels. I'm not really sure, but there's a 1-up. Look like a little Belmont doll. That's kind of cool. Peeping Eye! Same color as the stairs. Well, I wonder if that was intentional. Suppose it could have been. Probably not. Probably just a coinkydink. Power up! Power pole extend! Whee! Going for a ride on the clock. Whoa. Watch it. Don't mess with me, man. It's another climbing skeleton. Well, I'm not sure why that, like, rope's even there, since you don't need it, I don't think. I guess just for the enemy, I suppose. What's this dude's problem? What the hell's Haku's problem? Jeez, telling you. Alright. We got hearts! You gotta have a heart, man. Peeping, I get out of there. You in my way. You can't have that. You can't have people being in my way. I'm not gonna let it slide this time. Eyeball. He tried to catch me sleeping, but it's just not gonna happen. See you, dude. I see you. Not the best place to have that, but okay. Having it here would have been better. But I digress. Whee! Oh boy. Start the thing up. Start the machine. I'm gonna keep the cross here. For reasons. Nah! It's death! In the clock tower. I don't know if death's ever been in the clock tower, but I don't know. So this death is pretty easy, since his scythes are pretty easy to avoid, more or less. That one's a little harder, but not too bad, I guess. And it doesn't really hurt that much. Ah, there's two of them. But the scythes in general are much easier to avoid than they usually are. They can still hit you, but they don't do that much damage, so... Don't you be firing lasers at me, sir? Oh boy. He's got a scythe shield! That's kind of new, isn't it? Well, he kind of has that in Lords of Shadow too. Sort of. You dead, dude. You dead. Death is dead. I mean, I think he was already dead, but that's beside the point. Now he's dead again. Alright, so the final stage, which is basically like Dracula's tower, more or less. Stage 6. We have less time because I don't think the stage is very long. Since it's mainly about the final boss. Okay. Invisible stairs. Little secret up here. Which gets you to some goodies. One up. This game is kind of generous with lives. Considering how easy the game is, it's kind of weird. You would think the harder games would be more generous with lives, but... Why even put the dagger here? Like, who would use that? Like, come on. I guess there's no Slagra and Gaibon in this game? That's lame. Oh, well.
As ever, the ally of worthless humans.
Oh, okay. So Dracula's pretty much the same as usual, more or less. His, like, fireballs are, like, bigger than usual. But they're not hard to avoid at all. Pretty standard issue. Definitely not one of the harder versions of Dracula, that's for sure. Pretty much the same strategy as almost always. The more traditional kind of Dracula fight that we're all used to. Got him twice. Gotta love that. you can do that if you're quick enough, but it doesn't always work. There you go. And of course, Dracula has a second form. Looks kind of like a bat monkey type thing. Kind of weird, but... Again, he's not really that bad at all. A lot of his attacks are fairly easy to avoid. Again, not the hardest final boss of a Castlevania, but, you know. And again, like I said, this entire game's fairly easy, so... Ah. And we got him. And we have a third form. And he's just a big face, I guess. Ooh, that attack's reminiscent of SC4. Ah! Oh, that's a platform. That's nice. Now he's firing like electric balls, water balls, I guess. Oh, those things kind of look like the eggs from Secret of Mana that the bite lizard comes out of. Just saying. Yeah, his attacks get pretty crazy here, so it's pretty easy to take damage, but... Of all the bosses, this is probably the hardest, but it's not too bad. It's definitely manageable. Got him! I think I took more damage there than the entirety of the game, but... yeah. All clear. All clear on deck 2, Captain. And he shows a close-up of the moon. You know, because Circle of the Moon and such. When the dust settled, Christopher stood tall. The evil scheme of Count Dracula was thwarted by a single vampire hunter. Peace has returned to Transylvania. At least that text's not as fast. So one can actually read it. With this, a new legend in the history of the Belmonts came to pass, to be talked about for generations. But this was not to be the last. It's Christopher! He's hanging out, watching Jeopardy. So that's Castlevania the Adventure ReBirth. Not a bad game. Not a bad game at all, but I do prefer the original for nostalgic purposes and such. Yeah, M2 was the developer, I think, of the ReBirth games. So they did a good job. I mean, I think they made it a little too easy, but you know, it's still a fun game. To be honest, since it's called the Adventure ReBirth, I think it should have been more like the Adventure, but I digress. It's definitely a lot more like Rondo of Blood, but what you gonna do? Not that that's a bad thing. I just think they should have called it Rondo of Blood ReBirth. It would have made more sense, but oh well. Fun game, though. Fun game. So hope you guys enjoyed another Castlevania game to whet your palate. It was fun to do. Short little, you know, like 40 minutes or so. Produced by Konami. So I want to thank everyone for watching, and I shall see y'all next time. Good stuff.